Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Jim's 5 a.m. Club. I'm coming to you today from the Gladesville Bridge, just crossing over the bridge now, and I'm heading to Bronte for a morning swim. But with all the big surf over the past couple of days, I'm not sure that I'll be going for a swim, as the pool may be a big washing machine. But we'll wait and see. And it's a bit windy today as well, so it may not be all that pleasant. But I'll definitely be going for a walk from Bronte through to Bondi and back. But today I want to talk to you about a fantastic subject, the subject of parenting. And just to remind everybody that today at 2 o'clock, St. Ioannis at Parramatta will be hosting a parenting session run by a few psychologists at 2 o'clock over Zoom. So anybody interested, private message me and I'll send you the Zoom details. But a number of years ago, I attended a parenting course held by St. Ioannis Church. Even though my children are grown up and married, because I'm a life learner, I always like to benchmark my knowledge and also supplement it and complement it with further knowledge that I gain through reading and through watching and learning from other parents. And interestingly enough, the key message that came out of that course was for parents to back off, parents to allow their children room to grow and develop, parents to not be in their children's face and to hover over their children and to cotton wool them and to be too protective, because children, just like plants, need room to grow. The roots need room in the pot to grow. The leaves, the branches need room to grow and not to be constantly pruned by the parents and restricted, because by restricting the roots and constant pruning, the child doesn't grow to their full potential and ends up being a bonsai version of who they should be. There is a temptation as a parent to be too controlling, and the psychologists in the course reiterated time and time again for parents to back off and to let their children grow and develop, let their children make mistakes, let their children express themselves as they want in order to grow. I remember many years ago going to a Stephen Covey seminar on the seven habits of highly effective people. And he said that people go through 3 phases of growth and development. When they're young, they strive to become independent. And this is just a normal thing, to become independent, to become the me. Let me be me. And then, or before that stage, is a dependent stage, where a child is fully dependent on their parents and the people around them. Dependent for food, dependent for everything. And then they go to the independent stage as a teenager. But he also says that the greatest form of development is the 3rd stage, which is the interdependent. When you finally realize that it's not, you can't be dependent on people all your life. You can't be independent of people all your life and just be you, yourself, and I. But you need to depend on people, and you need to depend on yourself, and you need to flow and become an interdependent entity. And the point that the psychologists in this seminar were saying is that by parents being too controlling on their children, especially in those teenage years, they are causing damage. The children will learn to rebel and to hate their parents. And they use the R and R rule. The 2 R rules are when people are children, very, very young children, they thrive on rules and restriction. Yes. But teenagers require relationship. You need to have a relationship with a teenager, not rules. A lot of parents do it arse about. They give relationship to young kids. They want to be the young kids' best friends. And when they become teenagers, then all of a sudden they want to become the police person, the policeman, policewoman, and impose rules on teenagers. That doesn't work. It's the other way around. Rules when children are very, very young, and relationship when they're older, and respect when they're older, when they become adults. Respect them to grow and live their own lives. The big lesson to come out of the course was that parents are damaging their children by not allowing them to solve their own problems, by protecting them, by being overly policing them, because children, like adults, need freedom to grow and develop. By all means, guide them. By all means, protect them from extreme dangers. But on a daily basis, let them make their small mistakes. Let them solve their own problems. Let them find their own way. Because when you're completing their sentences, doing their homework, solving their social problems, you're actually causing them damage. You're making them or teaching them to be dependent on you forever and ever. They become dependent addicts. Just like a drug addict becomes dependent on drugs, you don't want your children to become dependent on you for everything, because you're actually destroying them. Let them make mistakes, let them grow. Don't finish their sentences, because children feel stupid when their parents are constantly telling them what to do and completing the sentences and doing for them the things that the kids should be doing for themselves. So the message is very clear. Let the children grow. Let it be. Give them space. The Archbishop Makarios, in his sermon at the forgiveness service before Lent this year, opened up and said, to my surprise actually, but because he speaks to a lot of children and a lot of people, he said that children's biggest problems, the biggest problem that children have in their lives are, believe it or not, their parents. Their parents over meddle in their lives. Don't give them the freedoms that they expect, that they deserve. Don't trust them. And the Archbishop said and pleaded with his flock for parents and people in general to mind their own business. Mind your own business and focus on your own life.